radar says the heavy stuff still a few hours away, but snow is falling as we near kickoff at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway in Foxborough. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jones. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Throwing, Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. Well, these two teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they're trying to win here in Foxborough to capture the season series. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. It's a room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle on a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Play action. Now it's Tua. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turned it into a successful play.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. And that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it. And that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on third and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Here we go on fourth down. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Tua on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The tight end Henry here in motion. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now Jones. This complete to a man they went against in practice for years, Devontae Parker. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. It's not often you see trades within a division, but that's just what happened with Devontae Parker. Spent 7 years in a Dolphins uniform, but was traded to these Patriots back in April. And he makes the catch there against his former mates. Now a first down carry for Harris. Taken down at the 42. The Patriots at 5-10 now on the year. And they come in just an absolute free fall. Losers now, Charles, of 7 in a row.
And I think this is where, in a locker room, a lot of the team looks to their best players and even silently asks for them to guide them out of this. You know, we've got to be better than what we've shown. We need you to lead us.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Jones throwing on first down. Open receiver here. Complete. It's Parker. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Throwing on first down. Jones, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run again with Harris. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Harris running straight ahead, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now Jones on 3rd down. Setting up the screen, Harris. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Folks' kick is good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Right back to him on 1st down.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Now he'll let it go deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
And the Pats are going to take over at their own 41.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
No wasted time from Channing Tindall on that play. He got back there in a hurry and met him to stop him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards on the pickup that time, so he got more than half of it back. But it's still a 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To throw on 3rd down, Jones.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Tyreek Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Pats at the line ready to go.
And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down.
Targets Parker, and he's got him on the crossing route.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Tua. They'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And this one is incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. They complete it to Hill. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Sanders' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. And we will not have a run back here as the 2nd half starts with a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 17-3. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Take it in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones completes this one to Thornton. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
To his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 70. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation.
There he goes, right side. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Folk connects on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Tua. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I play for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now Tua. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The extra point, not exactly a thing of beauty, but it does ricochet home. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones.
Now thrown to Parker, complete on the slant. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones.
And he gets this to Thornton.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 35. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the Tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd and 9.
They run again with Harris. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back.
And he is going to pick up a Patriots first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
But no reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Looking to throw. Jones. This one to Bourne, and he's got it. And out of bounds all the way.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but Certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Harris is into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback. But sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And this will pin them back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
84 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones airing it out deep for Smith.
Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well. I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Tua. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The tight end Henry here in motion. Throwing Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about